What is up, guys? Welcome back to Daily Driven Porsche. It's a brand new day. I'm walking up to the 993 right now. I'm about to hop in this beast and go shred the streets. This is the street ripper. Actually, it's the street shredder. The E30 is the ripper. Let's just hope the damn key fob works. All right, good. I think I need to change the battery in the key fob because a couple times now it hasn't unlocked, and I got a little scared. Woo! It's hot as hell in here. Holy cow! South Florida heat. I'm from Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Maryland. Well, I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, but I worked in Washington, D.C. area for most of my life. Whew. And I wasn't in the government, even though I applied one time to work for the Secret Service. True story, but not as a Secret Service agent, as a mechanic. I was a diesel mechanic. I applied and I remember my granddad was real excited about that. I remember I mentioned it to him, and he every time I'd see him for like the next year, 2 years, he asked me, "Did you ever hear back about that Secret Service job?" And I was like, "Nah, they never called me back. They probably threw my application away." I was qualified, definitely qualified. Listen to this 993. You hear this? I'm in third gear. When you pass that 4,000, 4,500 RPMs, the Vario RAM, it's like two butterfly valves. One of them's open, and then as you get into those higher ranges, the other one opens, the second one. Woohoo! I'm telling you, don't sleep on the 993. Don't sleep on the 993. And I was just going 20 miles an hour, and it sounded like that. I don't know what it sounded like in the camera, but you know what I mean. Nice and sunny out here. Brand new day. Back on the streets. Trying to figure out life. Keep my head above water. I got these damn windows down. Whew. With the AC on, it is hot, even with the AC. Oh, let's let this guy cross the crosswalk. I need to clean my windshield. It's looking a little bit... I think these older cars, you know, like the E30, this windshield, they're kind of foggy, these windshields. I just want you guys to be able to see nice out the window while I'm driving. Maybe I'll film this way so you can see a little bit on the side angle what's going on out here. So I never did get that job. And then I tried to become a supervisor at the MTA, Maryland Transportation Administration, while I was a mechanic. Because I thought, oh, it's closer to home, it's going to be awesome. My cousin worked there, my buddy James worked there as mechanics. But I think they both ended up becoming foremans, like I was trying to become shop foremans. Actually, James might still work there, now that I think about it. And that didn't work out. I didn't get the job. This guy sounds like an idiot. He didn't get any of the jobs. My first job was working at Dunkin' Donuts. That lasted about 3 hours. Once I realized how hectic it was making the sandwiches, and I'm not one to shy away from work. I do. Look at the Aston Martin, blue Aston Martin. I don't shy away from work. I like work. I'll tell you right now, though, dude. In that hot Dunkin' Donuts, the guy didn't have any freaking AC on. It was so hot in there. And I didn't know what it was like to work in the heat yet until I got my next job. I'll tell you about that one. So I'm working in there. He's telling me how to use the machines to make the sandwiches and whatnot. It's just like now. I see Starbucks. Sometimes I tell the employees, like my friend Andrew works at Starbucks. On my last video, you saw his ice cream truck that he bought. Well, Andrew, I was talking to him, and I tell them sometimes, I'm like, dude, it looks hectic as hell in here. I don't think I'd want this job. It seems like really high stress. All the buzzers, things beeping. It's just not my forte. But what I'm getting at is this. My friends were skateboarding out front. I skateboarded up to the Dunkin' Donuts at like 5 in the morning. I remember it was dark out. And my friends were all out front when the sun came up. I was been there for about 3 hours. They were skateboarding out front of the Dunkin' Donuts through the window. I was sweating. I was wearing a gray shirt. I remember it was a skateboard company called A-Team. Had like a big A on it. And I was sweating so bad through the gray shirt. You could see the sweat like all over my whole... I shouldn't even have been behind the counter. I wouldn't have wanted to order food from a kid that looked that sweaty. You know what I mean? I'd probably, if I was the owner, I'd probably be like, hey man, just go in the back or something, like box, do something, take the trash out, because you're looking, like I wouldn't want someone to serve me a sandwich being that sweaty. And so I ended up just telling the guy I don't think it's gonna work out, and I left. And I went with my friends and skateboarded at the car wash down the hill. We used to cut through the woods to get back to our houses. But then my next job, which lasted a long time, was Roy Rogers. And I was the chicken guy. I made chicken. I was real good at making chicken. And the Gold Rush. Shout out to anybody who remembers Roy Rogers and the Gold Rush sandwich. And then the other job, and then after that, all my friends were older than me, and they were all blue collar. Everybody I was friends with were like electricians, plumbers, painters. So I thought, I'm gonna pick my blue collar trade, and I was going to Votech at the time. I was probably in 11th grade, yeah, because 11th and 12th grade I went to Votech. And I went for building maintenance because that was the only thing left, because I signed up late. And building maintenance, we were basically masons. We learned to lay brick, strike the mortar, do block. We had to build the corner of a wall. The first day I looked like a kid just sitting around in mud, look at that Mustang. I think it's kind of mean. Ooh, damn, sounds mean. And then so, building maintenance, the guy, his name was Mr. Boggs. He was my teacher in Westminster, Maryland. I used to have to drive from Eldersburg to Westminster, Maryland to go to my Votech class with my buddy Jake DeLappy and his little Volkswagen. And yeah, so we would go to class. Mr. Boggs was the teacher. He was a mason. So Mr. Boggs said, I can get you guys a job this summer if you want one with Conway Masonry. Mr. Conway. This dude's hands were like leather. He was wearing jeans. It was 95 degrees outside with a freaking red flannel shirt on and a flask in his back pocket. And my first day I arrive on the job. I'm a mason laborer. I didn't even know what the term meant. And they had block dropped off. We were doing starting on a home. They had the cinder block dropped off on the wrong side of the foundation, and they had the brick on the other side of the foundation. And he told me, you got to move all the cinder block over here, and you need to move all these bricks over here. And I looked at the bricks, and I thought, how in the hell am I supposed to move all these bricks? I can't move all these bricks by themselves. He's like, no, here you go. And he handed me a tong. It's you put it in between 10. You put it on. It's like a big clamp, almost like a big, huge clamp, and you hold 10 bricks or something at a time. And when you lift up on it, it tightens up on either side, and you hold the bricks. Well, if you don't go down far enough and get the bricks, then when you pick it up, they'll fall out because they're pushing against each other to hold all 10 inside the clamp. And then for the block, he's like, no, just grab them by the middle of the cinder block and just carry them 2 at a time. There was 2 sizes blocks. I remember there was big blocks and smaller blocks, and these were the bigger ones. And I remember I was like, I don't have gloves. And he's like, I don't know what to tell you. And I know for a fact he had some gloves probably. You know what I mean? Now that I think about it, he had to have had some gloves in his glove box, in his truck or something, or his son Gus. His son's name was Gus. He had to have some gloves. And dude, my thumbs and fingers were just like blistered, bloody. I still have freckles on my arms, on my shoulders, still to this day. From that job, I got 3rd degree burns. He did not care. We did the median strip. If you guys live in Westminster, Maryland, and you're out, I guess it's 41. I can't remember the name of the road in Westminster, Maryland, but the median strip, the main road that goes through Westminster, Maryland, either 41 or 40. It's not Route 40. 41, I think. Well, we did all the median strips, all down by that Amish market in the middle. If you're ever down there, there used to be a Sizzler there. I don't know if it still is. We did the median strips, like the brick, like a driveway, the pavers. And I was just the guy handing everybody the bricks. But like an idiot, I showed up I thought I was cool by then. This is like my 3rd or 4th week. I thought I was a full-blown mason. I was like, I'm showing up with no sleeves. You know what I mean? And I got 3rd degree burns. I'm exaggerating. I guess it's 3rd degree. I don't know. I had blisters all over my entire arms and shoulders. Like you couldn't touch it. It was pus coming out and everything. I'm not exaggerating. I still have freckles to this day. Look how many freckles I have on my arm. You see? That's from those. I never had freckles on my arms. That's from that. It's from that time there. All I can say is that taught me how to work hard, that's for sure. And that was only the beginning of it. Once it came time to give the guys up on the scaffolding mortar, and I had to learn how to sling it with a shovel, and the mortar was coming down on my face. It was like a comedy movie. They didn't let me do anything fun. I remember saying, I know how to strike. I know how to strike. Like striking is like smoothing out the mortar in between the bricks and the lines with a little metal tool. It's kind of fun, satisfying. They're like, nah, we got lots of stuff for you to do. I was mixing concrete, shoveling, filling the pans full of mud. But sometimes the thing you think you hate the most is the thing you look back and you're so thankful for. You'd never in a million years think you'd look back and be thankful for something like that. Now I'm proud of it. You know what I mean? That I was able to do that and learn a lot. So you might be in some job you hate right now, but keep that in mind. One day you might look back and be part of your identity and you're proud of it. Or a guy you can't stand working with. I think back now to the shop and I think, damn, I missed that dude. I wonder where the hell he's at now. You know what I mean? But in the moment you're kind of like, oh, I can't stand him. He's freaking, I can't believe he's my boss. You know what I mean? Like that. And then later on in life you look back and you're like, man, I wonder where he's at. He was a cool dude actually. Like in his own way, you know what I mean? There she is. Say hello. Time to go to party time. Now I'm switching baby duty. And we're going to do some party time. That's what we call it. Party time. It's party time. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Guys, I'll see you on another video. Appreciate you guys watching the channel. It's another day, baby. Just got to keep showing up. Where's the damn key? Oh. Where's she going now? Living grinding too. Love you. Bye. Back in action. Daily driven daddy. It's been a few hours and I'm still with the baby. She's hanging out eating cheese sticks and blueberries. I'm making a bowl with blueberries, yogurt, and I'm about to put some granola in it.
Ooh. All right. Woo. This is light work. Come on, spill the tea.